I've seen all but the last one, the very last one.
And we're live. And this is Bruce's channel, Bruce Lombardo 75. Tonight I have with me Jade and Shadow and Sun. And tonight we're discussing May the 4th, which is today, which is a Star Wars dedicated fan holiday. And we'll discuss a little bit about that and that franchise. And I'd like to welcome you two gentlemen on.
Thanks a lot. Is Connell showing up?
I don't know. He has a link. It's out there. I'm sure if the fish sees that worm, we will get a bite.
Yeah. Did you guys catch the show where he and I were on his show last week?
I started to watch it and then I had to go to sleep, but it looked like you guys had a good conversation going.
It was a lot of fun. He's a good guy.
He's a good guy.
And then unfortunately he left me in the lurch for a phone call, so I took over his show for like 45 minutes.
No, I was.
No, I wasn't.
Yeah, unfortunately, I was recovering from moving about 1,000 pounds of dirt into my backyard for a new raised garden.
Oh, so you were inspired by Max's feats of landscaping, so you had to do it. You just had to.
Well, my wife and I had already had planned for a raised bed garden. We just didn't realize exactly how much dirt it was going to take, and my back was killing me for a solid 3 days.
Baron, you're in the chat, and you've got a link if you so choose.
You might be turning into a pumpkin soon.
Yeah, he said that he was having a rough go at it last week, and I'm not going to force him to get on when he's feeling. Plus, I started it at 10 after 10.
Yeah.
But last year, me and a friend, we discussed a movie that we really loved that was on all of the cable networks back when I was growing up, called Hardware Wars. I don't know if you've ever seen that, Mike.
If I have, it'd be in reruns.
I'm sure you've seen it, Shadow and Sun. You've never seen Hardware Wars?
Oh, absolutely, I have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought it was only one short though.
Yep, it is.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a long, long time ago.
Yes, a long time ago, a amateur movie director said, "I want to do something along the lines of Star Wars, but I want to have no budget.
Yeah,
and we'll make it 10 minutes long." And it got a lot of people talking about it. It was on USA. USA would air it at any chance they had from 1979 or whatever to 1989 for 10 years. If you have USA Network and you never saw Hardware Wars, you just never tuned in to the USA Network. It'd be like watching a Godzilla movie and then turning off the credits right before Bambi versus Godzilla started up.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see that. I'm looking at image captures of it right now. Budget was $8,000. It made $1 million in box office. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was, I don't know if it was ever released at the box office. It just made a ton of money. It spoke to a lot of people. I'll just say that.
Yeah, I don't even remember ever hearing about it other than USA, to be honest.
Well, Star Wars inspired a lot. That was one of the movies, the first efforts of the fan film that I can remember.
Speaking of fan films, I need to get a link to what was it called that Max showed the other day and got him in a little trouble with the cops theme?
I can't remember the name of it, of all things.
Like it was or something?
Troopers, I think.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I'll have to get a copy or get a link of that to you. Hey there.
Hey, Sean, what's happening, man?
4 hours to see Star Wars. A ticket was $350. $350.
I saw it in the drive-in theater with my mom and dad and little brother, and of course my dad. He He freaking hated it. And my little brother and I, we were hooked instantly.
Oh, I got a bite.
Hey, what's happening, man?
I just got done cleaning the hut.
The Baba Yaga hut?
It even comes with chicken legs.
How much that run you?
Nothing. I have a buddy with a 3D printer.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't the Reaper version.
No, I don't have that kind of money. I'm poor. I'm poor white trash.
Sean Driscoll says something that when I read it, I get sad because it's true.
Yeah, I missed the drive-in. You would have thought that during COVID they would have come back and everybody would have made millions, if not billions of dollars, just showing old movies. They didn't have to show anything new. Can you imagine taking your family to see Jaws or Alien or, any of it, Close Encounters would have even been fun.
And that's the thing, there are still some drive-ins operating in different areas. Like I know St. Louis region has one in the Belleville city area. I think Chicago still has one as well. Yeah. And you're right. That would have been the time to open up drive-through or drive-in movies again.
And they make these semi-portable screens now.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And they could have, pulled them out at Walmart's or wherever, any of a, million different empty parking lots, first come, first serve, and popcorn.
The thing is, though, for theaters, if you go to open up a drive-through theater in the time of COVID, you would have to talk to the studios whoever owns the right of said films, because very few films are actually past the point of.
Not if you are not collecting money for it.
Because
the park in my hometown actually does drive-in movies at their property or in the park, and they don't charge tickets, and they can show whatever movies they want. Because that, in that little FBI warning thing where it says, don't show, for profit, basically.
Yep.
As long as you're not doing it for profit, you can show a movie to whoever you want.
That's true. That's
true. Make your money off the popcorn and Coke.
Yep. That's how you make your money. It's off the popcorn and off the concessions. That's where you make your money.
And that's how most theaters make their money anyways these days.
No shit. I went to go see a popcorn was like almost $24 for a large. I'm like, fuck. I remember it being like maybe $5 when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And the drinks were like about $12. But it's funny that there's a theater down in Missouri where I think it's AMC, but they don't care. I mean, they've more or less on the sign says, we don't care if you bring in your own food and drink.
Yep.
And it was like a not high end. I'm in Missouri. Nothing in Missouri is high end.
Wait,
not the areas you were at.
Wait. You live in Pekin. You can't say that.
Hey. Yes, I can, because it's still not Poplar Bluff.
There were some really nice Warenberg theaters in St. Louis area.
Which side of St. Louis? The Illinois section or the Missouri section?
No, it was. It would have been South County, St. Louis. I think. Yeah, it was in Missouri. Yeah, it was definitely South County, Missouri, or South County, St. Louis, Missouri, and they had a really, really nice Warenberg theater. It had like 2 floors in the lobby. It had arcade was upstairs. It was really huge, and it was like 20 screens. It was quite amazing.
I think the coolest theater I had to be ever gone to was in freaking. It actually beat the one in Disney World on Broadway. Was the one in Brentwood, Tennessee. It's still in the Nashville area, kind of like Chicago has all those weird sub cities that's still attached to Chicago. Brenttown's that way, and it was a 2-story theater. Had theaters up top, and you took an escalator down for the ones in there. But everything was just, I mean, it had the faux leather relaxing chair that you can pop up and had a leg rest on it. I'm like, so this is how the rich people go see movies.
Yeah, I saw Lord of the Rings in all three of them in a theater like that. It was just amazing. Yeah, remember The Simpsons, the Spine Melter 2000? The chairs were like that.
Yes.
Just get sucked in, and you don't want to, get up when the movie's over.
Only thing only thing that theater was missing was a little cigar holder, and there's certain bars out there that have tables that have like a hole going up to the table. You set your pitcher in the middle of the table on top of this device, and it kind of fills the pitcher up. Then you can take the pitcher off and pour people drinks. I've seen them before; they're really cool. But if they just had that, just for pick your soda, put it back in it, fills back up. Was it the IMAX theaters on the curved screen? Yeah.
Actually, that's the one thing I wish was a thing for the Star Wars films back in the day was being able to watch them in the widescreen IMAX format. Like just jumping to hyperspeed would have been amazing on IMAX theater.
Oh yeah.
Or
like Shauna was saying when they did the same thing in the first Star Trek motion picture when they went to warp. That'd have been
amazing in IMAX. I mean, imagine what Granted, all the technology we have now can make some really stunning imagery. But I mean, being in the theaters like in the 70s, watching for the first time, basically, something like that happen, it would be mind blowing. I can't even imagine because I wasn't even alive then. I didn't come along into this world until the 80s.
So I don't know. My first movie I saw was Aliens, because Aliens 2 came out in 85, 86?
86.
Yeah, 86.
And theaters used to do these wonderful things called a double feature because the new one has already come out. So if you come a half an hour or an hour sooner, we'll have a double feature. And so I saw Aliens and Aliens 2. Those were the first two movies my 86. So my 3-year-old brain got to see.
Nice.
Then He-Man. I remember He-Man being
Dolph Lundgren or The Secret of the Sword with She-Ra.
No, it's the first one.
Dolph. Please say Dolph. Please say Dolph.
Yeah.
Dolph, yeah, that one.
That's a horrible movie, but it's so fun to watch.
As a kid, it's fucking amazing.
I saw it for the first time on Pluto just a couple of months ago, and I had to watch it. Even though
it doesn't stand up, but at the time, for as much money as they didn't really spend on it, it was still good for what it was.
I'm going to say that I really enjoyed it back in the 90s when I first saw it. And Frank Langella, the guy that played Skeletor.
Yeah.
Who also played Dog Brown in Cutthroat Island, and
yes,
he also played somebody else.
He's had a great career. He really has.
Yeah. I didn't even. Oh, he was the bad guy in what was that Johnny Depp movie, The Ninth Gate? You guys ever see that?
Yes. Yeah.
I need to.
He was the bad guy in that. I didn't even know until I saw the credits, and I'm just like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah, I didn't know Ninth Gate. I didn't know that movie was going to be the precursor to the Amber Heard trials. Because son of a bitch.
You think she's a demoness that came out of
Well, if you read the Dresden Files, she could be a white court fuck off.
She is a piece of work.
Man, I would have loved to have seen. I would have loved to seen the entire set of Star Wars, like original trilogy Star Wars films in theater. That'd have been amazing.
It was.
It was.
I saw Empire Strikes Back first because I was 5. And then the next year we had a re-release of Star Wars Episode 4, which I thought was just amazing. And then the teacher at my Zion Lutheran school that I was going to said, "That's all you talk about. Is it more important than Jesus?" And I thought at the time, I think Jesus would like this. I don't see Jesus. I think if Jesus saw Star Wars, the New Testament would be like 4 chapters of like be a good person, turn the other cheek, and then you'd have like 16 books of Jesus going nerd rage, all about like Millennium Falcon,
the money lenders. He would have taken out his lightsaber crucifix and just went all Anakin on the money changers.
He would have treated them like a bunch of Yinglings.
There was speaking of Star Wars. Since today is May 4th, for at least 2 more hours. I was on the tickety. Yeah, I got that. I was on the tickety talk, and I wasn't really paying attention. I flipped down, and you see 2 people talking, and one says, "So, Luke, Mr. Skywalker, what do you wish to call me?" He's like, "Well, you can call me Master Skylord." He's like, "Yeah, last time anybody did that, 30 kids lost their vibe check." And I'm like, "Oh my God."
Parrot, not in a million years, man. Not in a million years.
You know, I'm going to say something. If you didn't know that she pooped on a Sealy Posturpili, and you met her at a bar, or you met her out at a pavilion, or you met her at a head shop, or wherever you buy your tobacco, or your CBD juice, or whatever it is, and Amber bent over in front of you, and she shook her butt and she smiled, or if she did something that a woman of her age respectfully would do, and you didn't know that she had pooped in bed once because she got angry at how somebody else paid the bills, you would probably be like, "I want to talk to that."
Nope.
I'm not into blondes.
It's not even the blonde part, because I really can't say anything, because Jay could say something if I said I don't like blondes. So we'll leave that one alone. The problem I have with her is she's too pretty. Normally, most people would see that as not a bad thing, but they can't be too much. They can't be that much better looking than you are, without being.
That's not possible.
Well, yeah. Well, there's a mathematical equation here that's not working. The law, 1 through 10. Let's say 1 through 10. Amber tits is amber tits.
Well, I think I know what's on your mind.
Let's use Jennifer Hewitt. She's Jennifer Hewitt. Let's use Jennifer Hewitt as number 10. All those who remember, I Know What You Did Last Summer. And let's say, I don't know, Pee Wee Herman as number 1. So Pee Wee Herman and everybody around like Pee Wee Herman's the natural one. And, well, no, Walmart at midnight can equal some natural ones, but that's besides the point. But, your really popular Angelina Jolie and all these other people are 10. Me, myself, when I was younger, doing the mathematical jingo here, I maybe give myself a 5 or a 6. I wasn't great looking, but I wasn't bad. I was average, because that's what average is, 5 or 6. She is 10. There is no reason why a 5 would hook up with 10 without there being grease of some kind. Either I have money, or I'm built like John Holmes.
Or there's coke involved.
That too.
Yeah, cocaine makes women dive on unassuming or guys that are below their league. If he has an amount of cocaine, typically those type of party girls will jump right on that penis.
So, I mean, I'm not trying to be sexist. I mean, guys, we have this math. Women, we have this math. It works for both genders. But if I think that this woman is X and I'm only, W, Z, and I may be W, I'm not going to make that leap.
All I know is that she's so crazy that I'm going to say what many of you don't. I bet you the sex is great. And I know that you're probably thinking you're an idiot, you're an idiot, you're an idiot. Well,
no, crazy. You know what they say about crazy,
Yeah, you stick your dick in it and it fucks your head up. So I'm just gonna lay that there. And I hope Johnny Depp wins and doesn't incur too many penalties. Because no matter what, he's gonna get treated like shit. He will never be the Johnny Depp we knew and loved.
Yeah. I heard him talk a few years back, and he wasn't in a movie, and he just sounds like a junkie.
Yeah, he does.
I don't know. I mean, so back to Star Wars. If you're going to cast Johnny Depp into anything in Star Wars, what would you cast him as? Using old, let's say we go back to the original first trilogy. Pick one character that's not Jabba the Hutt out there, you bastards. What would you cast him for? Because he is a good actor. At the end of the day, he does a good actor. He is a good actor.
Maybe White Lando?
I could see him as either a Lobot or as a Boba Fett. I don't want him talking that much at all.
See, I see him as a space no, that's even in the second three where Obi-Wan Kenobi goes into that bar and the guy's like, "You want some spice?" No, he could be a spice dealer.
Guido?
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna say. I'm going to go ahead and say it. The original trilogy is perfect the way it is. There doesn't need to be any changes.
Okay. Here's the $1 million question, guys. What's the best one?
Best
of the original
favorite.
Best of the original three or the first?
Okay, favorite. Okay,
let's go with favorite, so that way we don't,
I think I'm going to get in trouble with my answer, but I'll wait.
Okay, I'll go first. My favorite was the last one. The speeder bike scene on Endor. To me, as a kid watching that for the first time, that scene was just amazing. Talk about using terrain to your advantage. Like that to me it was a phenomenal piece of cinematography. I mean, not even thinking about what Luke did with the lightsaber. Just the scene where you got the speeder bikes chasing one another through the woods, like in that time during that era. That was just amazing. To be able to capture something like that. Today it would all be CGI. But then it wasn't CGI. It was models. It was really careful cinematography work, and I kind of have respect for that scene. So that to me is my favorite.
There was this ride called the Ninja at Magic Mountain. It was just like being on a speeder bike because it was a hanging roller coaster that went through the trees. I think they changed it to the Riddler or something like that. And I would go on that ride all day long at Magic Mountain. Forget the other rides, and that's exactly what I was thinking.
So Magic Mountain, I would ride the Twisted Colossus.
Yeah, for me, it was the ride that got me closest to that feeling would have been it was a ride at Worlds of Fun in Kansas City. It's not there anymore. It was called the Orient Express. It was a roller coaster that as soon as you left the drop hill, you went into a loop, came back around and did a loop through the first loop, and then you went on a ride through the trees. That's the one that did it for me. Like that right there reminded me of that scene in the movies.
I think
I
my
liked
favorite-
Sorry.
Go ahead.
It wasn't by no means how they were doing the whole whipping around aspect in the movie he's talking about. I know it's not close, but the way it felt, I could see it being close too. Is the was it not the ninja, but the Batman from Six Flags in St. Louis?
Yeah, that's very much like similar to the one that Shadow described, where you hanging underneath.
Yeah. For the movie, favorite movie. Actually, I don't like the original three. I don't know why. I don't know what's wrong with me. But so far, my favorite one, and yes, I think this was going. I said this one's going to get me in trouble. This one was actually owned by Disney, or ran by Disney, and it was Rogue One.
Okay.
I'll just agree with you on that, but okay.
Because there's all unknown characters.
Yeah, they were all characters that you didn't even hear of in the original films or any of the films afterward.
It was unknown characters. It describes how Princess Leia got the information to shoot a missile up the poop tube of the Death Star. And it was a very good movie by itself.
I'll disagree with you on that.
That's fine. You said favorites. I don't care about Luke and Lana and the weird love triangle that they had that ended up in incest if it went that far that the first two movies gave you. Or I have my issues with Star Wars. I always have, but I liked Rogue One.
See, I like parts of Rogue One, but Rogue One is kind of like the other two movies, episode 5 and 6 from the first trilogy. For me, they're really fun to watch. But episode 4 is a complete story unto itself. It doesn't require any more. If there had never been another Star Wars film, we would have had a movie to talk about. Hey man, there was this really badass movie in 77. Yeah, Star Wars, that was pretty cool. Imagine what they would have done, man. Imagine if like somebody big had gotten a hold of that and they'd made films about it.
You're talking about Empire Strikes
No, Star Wars Episode 4, where they blow up the first Death Star, because it is a complete movie from start to finish. You have the beginning on the planet. You have the farmer done good. At the very end, he puts the torpedo up the poop chute of the Death Star. And then there's a celebration, and they give Han and Luke a medal, and Chewie gets squat, and then there's the end credits. And Red Letter Media will ruin Rogue One for you. It wasn't ruined by Red Letter Media. Red Letter Media has accentuated the problems I have with Rogue One. But I think Rogue One is an action movie, is fine. I just don't think it can stand on its own because it does not. There's no reason you should watch it unless you like Episode 4. Or if you grew up and you watched Star Wars. You have to have a emotional mattress to land on after the end of Rogue One, because all the people that you kind of like, well, the droid was cool, he had cool lines, he was funny, and then the Oriental guy was cool because he said the Force is with me, blah blah blah, but you didn't really know their history. They were just kind of thrown together like a dirty dozen or half dozen.
Dirty Dozen was good.
You mean like every tabletop role-playing adventure group?
Yeah, and it was a tabletop RPG brought to life, which I didn't mind it for that, but you have to have prior knowledge of a classic, but you have to have prior knowledge. You can't go in there like, oh, well, I'm going to find out everything about this universe from start to finish in this 90-minute movie. No, it's not like that. You have to be birthed within the 1960s or 70s, and you have to know about Star Wars. Otherwise, this movie will have an element that is lost on you because you did not grow up at this time.
Yeah.
If you didn't have a Millennium Falcon in your room growing up, you might not like this movie so much. And everybody I know, when they say they like Rogue One, they're typically people that they'll tell you quickly after, it was my favorite movie that Disney released, which that's a fair assessment. I can't talk about Disney Star Wars. I have been banned from talking about Disney Star Wars. So I just talk about Star Wars and the D6 system and that. But go ahead. What was your guys'? And I'm not going to say that Episode 4 is my perfect movie, but it is a perfect movie for the fact it's a complete and concise story.
Woo-hoo.
My favorite is Empire Strikes Back.
Same here, Bruce. Same here. Hands down, favorite all time. When I was a kid, I actually read the paperback book before I got to go to the theater. And I remember throwing the book across the room at a certain scene. Luke, I'm your father. I'm like, no. I knew exactly how Luke felt. I threw my book across the room. I couldn't believe what I was reading. I was 10 years old at the time. And I was just devastated. I didn't even want to go see the movie, Then I went and saw the movie, and I'm just like, oh my God, I was just tore up as a kid, It was just when they use the word cliffhanger, that's what I think of. That just, I know it wasn't technically a cliffhanger, hanging on the cliff, but you were left hanging, and I at that moment I understood that expression because, I didn't know when, if ever, I would ever find out what was going to happen next. There was no guarantee that there would be a sequel, and it was just, to this day, I'd rather just watch Empire than any of the other movies. Even if I haven't seen them in years. What, Empire's on? Okay, I'm watching.
I got a buddy who loves Star Wars. He loves at least the first one through.
He watches the original trilogy.
He watches all of them. He's a huge Star Wars fan, just all the way around. He plays the RP games on the computer. I mean, he knows the lore. And at the same time, he's a big Lord of the Rings fan. And at the end of the day, I'm a big Kevin Smith fan. So I will quote Kevin Smith's movies to him every so often, from like Clerks 2. Oh, yes, let's talk about the Lord of the Rings. The book was so fucking boring, even the trees got up and walked away. And I will pig on him for Star Wars for, just the amount of daddy issues those first 6 movies accrued, plus Rogue One. And he's like, why are we friends? I'm like, because I'm, I don't know, because you have nothing better to do. I mean, Star Wars did a lot of good things for movie history. A lot of good aspects about modern movies can trace themselves back to the Star Wars trilogy.
Yep.
But
well, a lot of that actually has to do even further, further back than that. It's built on the same concept as the monomyth. The hero, is living a status quo life, and then meets a mentor, gets pushed into the unknown, and then, gets to the height of the story, and then has to circle back. The return home, and he's never the same.
I mean, if it wasn't for Star Wars, we would never got Harry Potter. So same damn story.
I mean, you could apply that to a lot of different films and book series.
Oh, I know, but making fun of Harry Potter and Star Wars at the same time is a rare treat. How is Harry Potter anything like Star Wars? Let's see. His weird guy who does magic drops him off at his uncle where he gets mistreated. Boy, which book? What movie is that? A movie or a book? Then another same weird guy comes and picks him up later. Then he goes and meets this crazy older guy who teaches him space magic.
This movie cracks me up now, but I hated it back in the day.
Oh, is this the? I know that movie.
What movie is that?
Guy, right?
What movie is that?
This is the horrible Star Wars movie from Disney.
Caravan of Courage?
Yes.
Yep.
Never even heard of it.
Never saw it. I just know of it.
that is the oatmeal guy, isn't it? Or
That was Robert Brimley.
Yeah, the only movie he's done that I liked growing up. Well, he did a variation of Dennis the Menace, but there was Cocoons.
Cocoon.
Yeah.
Or the second one.
Yeah, the Star Wars did more for special effects than any other movie up until that point.
Absolutely.
I mean, most people, if they have sci-fi, if they have any kind of special effects, if you watch the credits go down far enough, you'll see Skywalker Studio.
Light and Magic,
or Lucasfilm Ltd.
Yeah.
Yep.
The problem with George Lucas is he really should just have Spring for us. What's his buddy's name? They did Indiana Jones together. Spielberg. Spielberg should just direct his movies. Let George write and Spielberg direct. We'll have better movies. Except for the last Indiana Jones movie. But we don't talk about that one.
Wait till you see the next one that's coming out.
Does it have Harrison Ford in it?
For about a minute.
I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah.
I don't need to see any new Raiders Lost Ark or any new Star Wars. I have the ones I want to see on VHS and beta. I'm good.
I mean, technically, there's an Indiana Jones movie where we don't even have to have Indiana Jones in it, and it still works out the same.
I just the great movies have already been made in that series, and all they're trying to do now is just they're going for the merchandising.
I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that completely. Because there's other characters. If another studio was to buy it, and it wasn't the Mafia Mouse, but some other studio was to own it, I think there's still enough meat on that table that they can make some good stories from.
Yes. Unfortunately, they would have to go back and retcon the last 3 movies.
Which I know how they can do it, and all I need is 30-second commercial at Super Bowl.
Well, no, I know your theory. Unfortunately, Fisher's dead, Harrison's next, and I personally, Hamill can go fuck himself.
What if the next movie has nothing to do with the first trilogy and it's 100 years or 1,000 years back?
Oh, they want to do Knights of the Old Republic? Sign me up. I almost downloaded that game, 1 and 2, because they have them for the tablet now, and that's the only chance I'll actually get to play a video game. And I'm like, what? My favorite 2 video games of all time? $17? I get them both? Let me think about that.
Played them on Xbox back in the day.
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, even when I sold my Xbox, I kept the strategy guide and disc for the first game, and I actually rented the second game because I couldn't find a copy, and I played it all the way through, and it probably cost me about $100 in rental fees.
Oof.
Plus, you got 20 years of Vader being a dick that you can still do? They can make movies out of?
Sure.
I mean,
I'd rather see Knights of the Old Republic, though.
They kind of covered that with the Cartoon Network series and the Clone Wars series.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty much been covered.
Okay, but still, there's enough.
Well, no, not really. What about all the time he was Vader, being a bad guy, blowing up stuff?
Fair point. I don't remember him being Vader for that long of a time. Well,
some of the things
time
I've
Luke was
heard or
growing up.
whatever they've alluded to,
Right. With the 17 or 18 years while Luke was growing up.
Yeah.
Wait, how old was Luke when the first movie came up? 16?
Like 23, I thought.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I thought he was supposed to be a teenager.
Yeah,
No. Well, mind you, I'm going by the Star Wars trading card bios on the back of the cards,
Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay.
which I still have.
Hey, I get it.
They're probably worth a ton, but I haven't looked at them in years.
I used to have the Topps baseball cards for Star Wars and all that. I still
Yeah,
have
that's what I'm talking about.
This is going to be fun to paint after I'm done priming it.
Okay, now what's everybody's least favorite?
Yes. Oh, you mean movie? Just not the entire series.
Force Awakens.
I fell asleep during that one in the theaters. I haven't seen the other two in that trilogy, so I'm going to say Force Awakens.
I saw Force Awakens, and then I saw the one that follows it. I can't remember the name of it. Don't ask me to, don't even bother telling me because I don't even care anymore.
Last Jedi.
Like I said, I don't remember. Don't really care because I'm not going to watch either one of any of the last three films ever again. I didn't even watch the third one. But yeah, no, I would have to say the Force Awakens is my least favorite so far.
I fell asleep during the lightsaber battle.
That's impressive.
Wow.
Yeah, that you weren't on anything?
No. I had been on my third day off work because I had a week off at the time. And so me and a friend went to the theater, and about a half hour into it, when the girl magically gets the Millennium Falcon, just gets it, didn't buy it, didn't have to struggle for it. It's there. It's waiting to be piloted somewhere. And then they have space oriental people getting attacked by tentacle monsters. And I thought, this is really bad. And I kind of wanted to know more about her for about 15 minutes.
Like the desert scene and all that?
Yeah, but on the desert planet, shit was kind of okay.
Yep.
But then got into space, and Han magically appears with the Oriental people that are getting attacked by a tentacle monster. I'm good. I can leave the theater and I can just forget that I paid you money, and I'm going to go home and read a better book like Empire or the Heir to the Empire.
Anything, the dictionary.
Dictionary, phone book.
Encyclopedia Britannica, Volume Q.
Maybe slam my face in an encyclopedia and push the hardcover on my cheek so hard I forget about the pain of the movie I just saw, because I fell asleep during the lightsaber fight. And I thought, out of all things I would fall asleep on, it would not be watching a big bad guy get beaten by a brand new Jedi wielding or saber wielding stormtrooper, and then a girl with no boobs, which I couldn't tolerate Daisy Ridley. And I still, when I see the media photos of her and they advertise it as Star Wars, I just want to be like that angry drunk in Rocky 2 with a whiskey bottle, and he wings the whiskey at the pinball machine of Rocky. Hey, Janet, how you doing? And he breaks the back glass. That's how I feel when I see them trying to say this is Star Wars. No, that's shit. That is not a show that's about, perseverance and get better and train and eat your vitamins, and then a little space dwarf will teach you the ways of the Force. Nope, you just wake up one day now, and if you're female, you have the Force.
Kyle?
I have bits of all of them I hate.
But if you were going to lose one, like someone were to steal one copy of your collection, which one would you be the least bummed about?
As long as they didn't replace with Your Highness. The first one, the technically not New Hope, but when they pick up Snot Nose,
Phantom Menace.
There's bits of that movie I like. There's a whole section of that movie I like. Now, if you could just take the kid out of it, and it's just Obi-Wan Kenobi and the other Jedi going through all the random shit that they went through, I'd probably say that's probably one of my favorite movies. But it drove me up the damn wall. And Jar Jar Binks, I have a friend down in Nashville. We're watching this movie, and we're watching it, and he looks at me. He starts mimicking Jar Jar, and he's like, you turn out, if you take out Mr. and turned out Master and turned into Master, it becomes a whole different movie. I'm like, I'm white. I can't think about this. And, it's a black guy who says, so I had to go up and leave. Because for the rest of the evening, every time Jar Jar speaks, I hear, Master, Master. So, yeah, it's definitely that movie.
For me, it's the Cries of Soy Walker. The very last movie, I wanted to leave so early on.
Revenge of the
Mary
Sith?
Sue-ism that went on in that movie, I've never seen anything like that before in my life.
I don't know that term. You guys been saying it. I've never heard that term before in my life.
It's a female character who could do no wrong, basically, and can kick the crap out of every single guy on the planet of Earth.
Did you watch Batwoman?
No, I didn't watch
Batwoman. It is a Mary Sue. That is an elegant way. If you want to learn how to write a Mary Sue, watch Batwoman, and you'll learn how to write for a female protagonist-led show. Take a 80-pound girl and have her beat up 270-pound combat-trained veterans, and she suffers no ill. She has no injuries.
Or Black Widow.
Yeah.
Whoa! Hold on. Really quick though.
You're not going to defend Black Widow, are you?
I am going to defend Black Widow because that's my future ex-wife we're talking about.
Good luck with you on that. Can I be your best man?
He's like,
I want front seat to that one.
Yeah. Okay.
You never heard that, huh, Cal?
I've done martial arts and I've done boxing throughout my life. And there are women out there that are barely $120 that I know could take down a 300-pound man. Just with a twist of their fucking
but it's with alimony payments.
Right. I'm just saying there's some women fighters out there that can beat the ever-living fuck out of your Hulk Hogan or whoever you want to match against her, and her being only $125. I've seen it in person.
Yeah, I've seen those capable fighters too, but they're typically already in things like the WEW or WWE, or they're in the UFC already. They're trained, and this is what they do. They earn money by beating up other people.
Right.
But the women they had for this show, for Batwoman, for Daisy Ridley, it stretched the limits of my disbelief.
So if they cast Rousey, what's her name?
Ronda Rousey?
Yeah, as Batwoman, who has a career longer than my arm of beating people's asses in UFC and at the Olympics, would it have been more believable?
It would be more believable because the fight scenes would at least have good choreography. If you can afford Ronda Rousey, you can afford a good fight choreographer.
I mean, she's working for Vince. She can't be that expensive.
My 13-year-old son has better definition in his arms than Scarlett Johansson. She's absolutely.
She's not more, okay. I'm just saying the Black Widow character. I'm not talking about the actress.
Yeah, there's absolutely no way she could have done that other than
You don't. It's like what? Correct me if I'm wrong, Jade. But with judo, you don't have to be all that big to throw fucking people around.
Well, okay, so that's the thing. Judo is a martial art, a sport really, that uses your opponent's weight, momentum, and positioning against them, much like Aikido. You don't have to be this big burly person to throw people to the ground.
No, you don't.
You have to be able to get below their center of gravity, put them off balance, and this is all knowledge and practiced skill. But you have to, if you have the knowledge and you have the skill and you've got the muscle memory, you could probably have a person who weighs 100 pounds put someone who's 300 pounds to the ground. They're very unlikely to actually throw them with an actual throw. They're more likely to take them down with
off balance.
It's like
balancing on the knees.
It's like a trip for anybody who doesn't know better.
Yeah. It would be footwork more so than throw work. Having been in judo as a judoka, I've had to go against people who were 2 to 3 times heavier than me. and I never actually went for a throw. I would always go for foot stops or for knee, like go against their knees and use their weight against them that way. But I mean, yeah, you are right. Somebody who is lightweight can take someone heavier, but it takes a lot of skill, know-how, and practice.
And then
the way
what?
that those actors,
You can get them on the ground, but
act-
then what?
You fucking choke them to death
Well,
with their own clothing.
that's the other thing. So in judo, they teach also groundwork, not just throws. So that's where my strengths were. Is when I would actually successfully get a throw, or actually, if I successfully got a throw, I got a point and I won the match. Most oftentimes, you would throw, and for people who are not of the higher belts, if you don't get a throw cleanly, you get like half point or a coco, which is a no point. And then you go into groundwork if they don't break your grapple on them. And groundwork is really where my expertise lies, because I would get them to a rear naked choke or a triangle choke of some kind, and where they wouldn't be able to break out easily. And then they would be forced to tap out because they just couldn't do anything. So that's where the reinforcement of the groundwork with the throws comes into play there. Like, yes, you can get them to ground, and then what? Well, then you go to groundwork and you choke them unconscious, not wind choke.
River? Did you ever go to Wood River to compete or no?
I was all over in the St. Louis area.
Okay.
I wasn't.
That was where I went whenever I was in judo.
Yeah, I was in the St. Louis region. I couldn't tell you where I've been and where I haven't been. I don't remember all the places, but no. And as I was saying, it's not a wind choke; it's a blood choke. You're cutting off circulation to the brain, and it puts them unconscious without actually hurting them, like permanently damaging them.
Yeah.
So
I got second place at Wood River. I was pretty happy with that. And then my school shut down because people, like, it was normal. It was good. And then September 2001 happens. And like the three guys that were running our school, they get PCS'd out of Decatur. Oh, there goes our school. Bye.
Yeah. I didn't really ever place in martial arts except in the katas. That's where I would actually place at, is because I had the discipline and physical control over my body to be able to perform katas really well. So
nobody did katas from my school.
Just point me in what direction you want me to hit somebody. Let's crank up the Connell. All right, go hit him. Okay. And yeah.
And Omanal's correct. Judo doesn't allow strikes. Judo has strikes, but they're not your standard striking art strikes. They're more like hammer fists.
You grab somebody's gi by their collar, and then you can punch with like 4 inches of movement in their chin. And
don't let the referee catch you.
Don't do that more than once per match.
Yeah, don't let the ring judge catch you doing that, because you'll be tossed out.
Yeah.
The point with Taekwondo, I did Taekwondo for a while after I got out of boxing. I didn't really get out of boxing, but I was definitely on my way out of boxing. And when Taekwondo, points count next to nothing. It's all about your screaming and all about your kicking. But I did learn after my second tournament, if I punch a guy really, really hard in the chest and he doesn't get back up, I win. I know that's cheating, but
if you're not cheating, you're not trying.
Yeah.
Like,
Ethan Dog would tell you, if you're not cheating, you're not winning.
You do know there's no punching in this. Yeah, I punched his chest. Yeah, we saw. He's not getting back up. Am I disqualified? No, you win. You just don't get any points. Wait, what? But I win.
I'll take the win.
Next guy's a little bit more wary. He's like, this guy punches really hard.
So, yes, Hetty,
Anyway.
you can contact me via Discord, or just my email should be on my my channel. Hold on, let me see.
He
Buy
will
one of
sell
what?
his figs,
Oh, that's what I figured.
but each
Yeah.
one of his figs will have a unicorn penis strapped over its shoulder. Not unicorn, minotaur.
Why? I
Wait for Bruce to get back. He'll explain.
I don't know. I don't know what he's saying there. Hey, I do have my email address on here. Awesome. Okay, yeah. Just go ahead and send me a message and my email on my channel, and just say I want to buy one of your figs. Just specify what type of fig you want, and I'll open up. We'll browse, see which one you want, and I'll give you a price.
Oh, from her highness, yeah. So several moons ago, our fair DM over there, Bruce, says, "Hey, if anybody wants some extra XP points for their characters, come see a movie with me." I'm like, I like movies. Why not? I would be shaking your head too hard, Mister. Let's meet the Spartans. And I'm like, okay, so me and Kronda went to go see a movie. It was Your Highness. And there's a scene in it where they kill a Minotaur. And everybody knows you can't hack off the horn of a Minotaur. So he comes out with this great big penis, Minotaur penis, like thrown over his shoulder. Am I remembering the scene correctly there?
You got it on the nose.
Okay.
It is a wow.
To be fair, there's only been 2 movies I really wanted to walk out of, and that was one of them. I was like, I'm done. I'm good. I'm so good, but I need the XP. So,
Oh my god.
You know, Garrett and Ashley once came over, and I showed them Star Wars: The Holiday Special for XP.
oh God, with the Wookiee family.
Yeah, with Itchy and Scratchy and no Lumpy, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what they call the damn kids, but the kids were making noises throughout the show, and watching it, I don't understand how it got past the script writing portion. How could they say, like, okay, and here's where the Chewbacca child wants to do this, and he's just looking at a camera.
This is when we want to make a steak movie, movie, but we're on a baloney budget.
Yeah, and it wasn't just for like a minute. No, you had the Chewbacca kids on screen for probably 30 minutes total. And you didn't have any subtitles, so you don't really see what they're saying to each other. You just have 3 Wookiees, all of them wearing clothing, which implies that Chewbacca soars around the galaxy naked.
He's a barbarian. He doesn't need clothes.
And I mean, I won't really rip on it too much, but it was the 1970s, and we gotta have a variety show for Star Wars. Everybody has a variety show, even the Muppets.
I want Jaws to have a show like that. Just all his victims just pop up in small boxes.
No. The body parts start floating on the surface of the water, and they're singing and doing synchronized floating.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Like,
well, I mean, Star Wars movies from the first one and the TV specials and everyone in between to the last one. All of them have those moments. They might be shit movies as a whole, but all Star Wars movies have at least one moment, if maybe 2 moments in it that everybody talks about, even those who hate the last 6.
I'm just going to put it out there. The last 2 films I saw, I couldn't tell you a single thing that happened in the last 2 films that I saw.
My favorite moments of the last 3 movies that came out, my personal favorites, was when the credits rolled.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's not fair. There's aspects of I don't know. I like the ice fox on the second of the last three. I thought they were the crystal fox. I thought they were kind of cool looking.
I don't even remember that scene.
It's all right.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That entire Force Awakens to whatever the second movie is called, and I never saw the third movie. I couldn't tell you a single thing about those movies. I saw the first two once, and I couldn't tell you anything that happened. I know that the Force Awakens is just a rehash of A New Hope, like complete rehash of A New Hope.
Yeah,
it is. And to answers the comment, I am technically primering Baba Yaga's Dancing Hut. If you don't know what that is, go look into your.
Oh, you doing a brush on primer?
Yeah, brush on primer.
That's a bold move.
Look up Slavic lore of Baba Yaga.
He is a scary old biddy.
I'm pretty certain she knows about Baba Yaga. I'm sure a lot of people know more about Baba Yaga than they want to.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I first learned about it from a Dragon magazine back in the day.
She's what gives your nightmares. I mean, she is. I don't even like saying her name that often.
I might even have the dungeon, the Dragon magazine like adventure where you go into Baba Yaga's hut.
There's a copy of that.
There is a Paizo one where you end up having to work for Baba Yaga momentarily to reset because one of the three what was it, the maiden, the mother, the crone, because the mother won't give up power. And the crone is Baba Yaga, so you end up having to work for Baba Yaga to get her daughter back in place.
I'm a big fan of Baba Yaga for the lore aspect, but for scaring the hell out of kids, that story does a really good job.
Yeah.
I mean, these are the same people that came up with no, that's the Germans. I was thinking not Santa Claus, but
Hansel and Gretel?
No, not the Krampus.
Krampus.
See,
Krampus.
Wick says it's Krampus, and he teaches German in high school, so I kind of have to lean that direction. No offense to you guys.
Okay.
I don't know how to speak German, so.
He's a German. He teaches German, and it's like, oh, how do you say that? Good to know. It's like Ubermensch. It's like Krampus. Yeah, but no, Krampus is. I don't know. Krampus is pretty fucked up though too.
Yeah, we almost made one on the channel last year, but one of our favorite fellow crafters out there, the people who make miniatures out of garbage like we do, he beat us to the punch, and I'm like, okay, we'll do it next year. Because he pretty much used all the ingredients we had on our table and beat us to the punch by about a week during the last holiday season.
Well, this coming one, if you decide to do it again, make sure you do a movie reveal of the Krampus, the movie, when it came out a couple years ago, because it's really good for what it is. Then do a thing on that. I know a couple of years ago for my kids, they wanted me to run a 5e for a couple nights, and so I did a Christmas special where they had to save children from 3 witches that were working for the Krampus, because the witches were turning children into green pies.
We did make a dwarven version of Saint Nick and his sled with polar bears and a dwarf Santa Claus that was pretty popular. It's still on our channel if you check out our Christmas. December.
I ran a Christmas game one time. I'm going to see if I can find the image real quick, and I'll do a screen share.
I don't mind Christmas.
Krampus, yeah. That's who it is, Hetty. Yeah, I don't know which Star Wars movie is my least favorite because you have the sequel trilogy, but you also have the Caravan of Courage or Ewoks Forced to Fight or something like that.
Oh God, I
There's two
forgot
Ewok
about that.
movies.
Yeah, and a cartoon series.
But the cartoon series also had droids.
That's true.
Droids wasn't so bad. It was not great, but it was not bad.
You know, the droids drove me up the damn wall. That one droid drove me up the damn wall.
Why?
I don't know. The gold one.
3PO.
Yeah, something about him just drove me up the fucking walls.
Even back in '77, my old man said that droid's gay.
I'll show you gay. What?
Please don't. Please don't.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. I've been hit enough with gay this year. I'm all right. I don't need to watch any gay. I don't need to be. Oh, look, it's surprise gay. No, I'm good. I'm good.
You should watch. What movie was that? Waiting with young Ryan.
Oh God, that movie's hysterical.
The movie was like Bennigan's, but on good crack.
Remember the first time I saw that movie? Yeah, it was.
There it is.
Darren P. I am painting a dwarf ranger of all things. Hey, Eagle Rider, how you doing? I've got a zombie right here. Just a simple maiden over here.
Hey Bruce, did you ever order anything from Bronze Age?
Haven't started yet. I've got a wish list on my account though.
Okay, I just talked to Dave.
I'll let you know before I order.
Yeah, let me know right before you do, and I'll tell him to expect you. Maybe he'll send you a bonus or two.
He doesn't have to do that.
Oh,
I'm actually painting some of the John Carter miniatures left over right now.
What did you think of the John Carter movie? I know we're talking about Star Wars, but it's kind of the same. Not really.
You're asking the wrong guy. I love every second of it. Every second of it.
I like the new one. Then again, I didn't grow up on I didn't grow up on it.
So, I finally found the image I was looking for that I ran for a Christmas or Christmas game. If Bruce pulls it up for me, I did a screen share.
Uh-oh.
So I saw this. It was on Imgur years back. I saw, it's got the stats there, the 5e stats, I think.
Yeah, those are 5e stats.
Yeah. So it's got the 5e stats, sure. But I saw the image and I'm like, what if that snowman was not a snowman, but what if it was a lich and the hat was a phylactery? And that's what I ran for a Christmas themed story that year. Was the hat was actually the container of a lich's soul, and if it landed on a mountain
Frosty
of snow,
the Snow Lich.
Yep, exactly. Every time the hat landed on a pile of snow,
dude, that is so funny.
Oh, it was well received. Let's put it that way. It was well received by the players. So.
I was watching Takety Talk the other day, and the guy is like the DM therapist, and it's one person, but he's playing two roles. Like he's a therapist, and his client is a DM master, and he had been watching for the better part of a year now. He did a couple Christmas specials. A Christmas special was funny, but this latest one was I gave the party arcane candy, and the therapist part's like, what is arcane candy? It's like jelly beans, but each one of these jelly beans is a breath weapon.
I'm gonna answer.
That's kind of cool.
Sorry to hear that, Eagle Rider.
Oh, you already got it.
The worst situation.
Sorry for your loss, man.
3 weeks. Oh God. I saw her at her father's funeral, and she had to have an oxygen tank on her.
Oh, sorry. I thought that was a guy. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to misgender you.
No, it's a female.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, that's messed up.
I'll show you the games I'll be running.
Oh my god.
Orcus, that's awesome.
Orcus could fucking keep it. I quit.
That's kind of awesome.
Another Yule theme scheme by Orcus Claus. It's up to our intrepid heroes to solve the riddle of the untimely winter before they and everyone at Sunny Slope Inn are frozen solid. As the cold and danger grow, the party must face Orcus Claus' icy minions, introducing the diabolical Crueltide elves who sing jolly carols of mayhem and whose tasty candy canes are stained blood red. So pass out the cookies and serve up some piping hot cocoa and get ready to once more face the wrath of Orcus Claus in this lighthearted holiday-themed adventure for a party of characters, 5th to 7th level.
Now, what level are we now in your campaign? Is
Seventh.
this something I should be worrying about?
Not for a few months. You got a while till Christmas. And you got Orcus on the 34th level. It's a high level adventure, the lowest depths of a mega dungeon, the 34th level. Welcome to the Candy Crypt, where the foul demon Orcus Claus manufactures bittersweet treats and poison dreams. As the title suggests, this adventure can be placed at the bottom of any mega dungeon or can be isolated crypt hidden within the peaks of any frozen mountain chain. Inventory your gear and pack well because you're going to need it. The cold winds wash down from the north as the northern azure star shines over the village of Newville. The stars are right as the constellation Gorgon Major rises in the east for the first time in a millennium. Sages scream in terror as they realize that the time is nigh. Orcus Claus won't be alone anymore. His beloved, estranged wife, banished by the forces of law into a pocket dimension beyond the stars, is about to be released. It's about the adventurer's duty to thwart the summoning ritual. Claus must be stopped at all costs. He cannot summon his wife. No hell, Claus. International customers may order this title in paperback from the following. And they also have a 4th of July adventure, and you have a Valentine's Day, my favorite VD. All right. So those are Frog God Games stuff. Frog God Games is my favorite people for writing this stuff.
You know what? My next favorite holiday I'm pretty sure most Star Wars fans love May 4th. I have to say the next day for me is going to be May 5th. May the 5th be with you.
Omenel, that is for 5th edition and Swords and Wizardry, and you can probably find a Pathfinder addendum if you know Michael Mars on the Frog God Games Discord server. Michael Mars is a Pathfinder specialist over there.
Actually, I sent a picture of Deanna Troi from Star Wars flipping at the meme is her flipping people off.
Star Trek, dude. That's Star Trek.
Hold on. The reason why I said Star Wars is because there is a correlation. It says May the Force be with you. May 4th be with you as she's like flipping you off. It was awesome.
We need a good Mother's Day Orcus Claus adventure. I wonder what we could do.
No, Mother's Day should be the hyena bitch from Pathfinder, the one that makes monster babies.
You're talking about, yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
Lumpus. I don't know.
I'm not a fan of the Pathfinder gods. I find them all to be just kind of boring and yeah.
I'm just just using her as an example as a Mother Day scenario. I didn't say it's going to be perfect.
I mean, I like Iomade from Pathfinder, but and Sarenrae. I do like Sarenrae. She's a good stand-in for Pelor. But you're right. Most of the deities in Pathfinder's Galarian system are just
Baba Yaga for Mother's Day.
When is Mother's Day?
This weekend.
Sunday.
Sunday. For those who have a decent relationship with their parents. To me, it's just Sunday.
Mine passed away decades ago.
Sorry to hear that.
And Father's Day, well, every Father's Day I leave a Father's Day card at any random gas station that I'm next to, just in case he stops by for the pack of cigarettes. Come on, that was fucked, but still funny.
Yeah.
And why do you not like Star Wars?
Daddy,
Okay.
Thank
at
you.
least mine are not so blatant.
I almost want to end the stream on that bit of comedy, because that would be timing. That's almost a good close right there.
No, we need to get Kai on here and start,
I can't be awake that long. Sorry.
No, Kai would get started now, and it would be Friday before he's finished. Kai, what do you not like about Star Wars?
Everything.
Oh no, I don't.
Everything except the role-playing system.
Because it doesn't torture its players enough. Love you, Kai. He didn't cut off his father's hand. He didn't cuff his father's hand. No, but apparently, if you're a Skywalker, I mean, I don't think you could be a Skywalker with keeping
Well,
your
he got
hand.
up his robot hand, didn't he?
Oh yeah. I mean,
His original hand got cut off years ago.
Yeah.
If you're a Skywalker, you can't keep pick an arm because it's going to go away.
I don't know. Well, not that I
that's
care.
true.
But
No,
What did you say
the latest one, she's not a Skywalker. She gets to keep both of her arms.
okay.
She's the
What
granddaughter
about-
of the big bad.
But
I guess
Princess Leia
he's
kept
not
her
a
arm.
Skywalker either. He's a Solo, isn't he?
Good
Yeah.
night, Adam. Get some time in with that bed of yours.
Speaking of, it's 11:30 where I'm at.
Did we have a gate? Was there a gatekeepers tonight?
This is it.
No, Baron got it wrong. He put the wrong date on it.
Oh shit! Well,
Yeah, I was sitting there waiting for a half hour.
Oh no.
Baron's going through a lot right now. So
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'll be there tomorrow for you guys.
Well, it sounds like this coming Sunday, and for the future, I think me and Shadow are going to be doing a players companion type conversation on Sunday. If either one of you jokers want to jump in.
I'll be streaming Sunday.
Oh, well, don't want to compete with you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, you can, but I mean, I encourage you to, because look at what happened to Garrett. Garrett started competing with me, or not competing, but he started putting out content, and now he's at 1,000 subscribers.
I know.
I think that's great.
Yeah, I do too.
I
think
wanted to
He's
get watch
he's
hours.
blowing up. He's doing great.
Yeah,
I think that's what I'm going to end up calling that chat. The end of the week players companion.
that'd be a good thing, because we don't really have a lot of things on Sunday after Legion of Myth shuts down. And I would, if I were you, I would not. That would be the one I wouldn't compete with. I would start the moment Legion of Myth shuts down. You could pop in, and the third portion of their discussion, you can tell people what to expect when they're wanting to watch something else. If they want to watch something else, you could do that. You might compete with me a little bit. That's fine. Please do. Please get some subscribers. Please get watch hours. And
Yeah, I
please-
got you 3 there, Connell.
I appreciate it.
That I know of.
I'm so sorry that I had to step away. My daughter called, and I'm one of those parents.
My family was laughing their ass off when I took over your show, because it was just me there, just sitting there being a dumbass for like 45 minutes.
I have to watch this.
It was 15. I looked at the time. It was 15. I didn't leave you low for 40.
That's what makes it funny. That's what makes it funny.
I had to double check. Like, did I really leave him for 45? No, 15.
I love the fact
That's my humor. That's my style of humor. I always exaggerate to like the craziest numbers I can think of.
What was that, Bruce?
I have George in my chat again. I love this man.
Hey George, what's happening, man?
So, no, Sunday I recommend go ahead, challenge me. Take subscribers. Take watch hours. That's cool. I'm not being loved by YouTube anyway right now. They're going through my old library and finding things like, hey, he's got music that he didn't notate from a stream from like 2009. And they're getting upset about that because it was in the background. Okay, whatever. Oh, he said something we didn't agree with. I was reading from Time Magazine. We don't agree with it. Here's your community strike warning. Okay, fine, whatever. So YouTube.
You got to put the details of the music in.
I can, but it's just in the background, and I can either delete it because it's throughout the entire video, or I can keep it in
Because
there.
we started using music too, and I didn't know you had to do that.
You have to give like a notation or a link to the person's channel, or say what it is, and all rights reserved. You know, this is not my music. I don't own it. Blah blah blah. And
Even if it's free to use.
What?
Even if it's free to use.
Yeah, it's free to use because the creator still wants credit.
Ah, gotcha.
At least leave a link so people can trace it back and watch that.
Shit. I've done like 3 videos with music that.
It's okay. George Lucas, my hero.
Let's go, Brandon. Okay, I'm a little suspicious, man.
Yeah,
I don't care if it's suspicious or not. In my head, George Lucas is a MAGA guy.
That's fair. That's fair.
He's a hell of a creator. That's what I love about him.
Did any of you guys actually watch the old Prairie's Companion? It was an old radio program, and it was out of Minnesota. No, oh my god, it was kind of fun. It had some of the old who was that guy from Third Rock from the Sun, the father?
John Lithgow?
Yeah, he was on it from time to time. Just a lot of older actors. And it was
what you should check out, and you want to see some funny skits. It is kind of old, and some of it's a little bit dated, but watch old episodes of Hee Haw.
I knew you were going to say that. Yeah.
You know why? Because it's funny.
Yeah. Yes,
and
it
if you don't want
was.
to watch that, if you don't like the country music thing, okay, then go find some Dean Martin roasts and watch the best of the Rat Pack get together in their finest tuxedos and just rip each other to shreds. That's some good stuff.
I saw one of them that had Robin Williams, who was roasting Pryor, and that was pretty good.
I haven't seen that one because it sounds almost too recent, but I'll have to check that out.
Well, it can't be that recent, considering they've both been dead for a better part of. One's been dead longer than the other, but
once Richard Pryor caught fire, there wasn't much left. There wasn't much time left at all.
Yeah, this one looks like it was in the 70s.
Okay. Yeah, most of those were in the 70s or 60s. But I recommend I'll have to throw you some links there, Connell.
Okay.
And I if we ever get to that level of friendship, yeah, Jonathan Winters was the best. If we ever get to that level of friendship where we're doing little roasts like this, if we're doing roasts, like we're keeping it clean, but we are just, I mean, we're getting kind of vicious. I'd be okay with that. I really would.
I think that's
absolutely. If you can't make fun of your friends, then they're not really friends.
Yeah, exactly. And iron sharpens iron. So
I mean, I pick on Jade from time to time. I've been doing that for years. There for a while, we joked that I was Walter and he was the other guy. Hey, schmucks. Yeah, hey, schmucks. Butts.
But I will wrap this up because I don't want you to turn into a pumpkin on us and fall asleep on stream. I've done that. Say again?
I said I'd pay to see that.
You can, but you won't be here.
No, you can't.
I don't want to impact this man's wallet. I don't want to be responsible for his rent.
Yeah. See, this is why you're both.
But
the fuck was that?
Sorry, that was my keys.
Yeah, throw them at me. I'm not in the same house.
So to
I know.
everybody that was here. I want to thank you. I want to thank you for Cal Vanani, Ominal, Mr. George Lucas, of course, Hedy Lamar. Do want to thank other people that were stopped by in our chat.
Janet from Another Planet. Don't forget her.
Yeah, I can't forget Janet. She's a lot of fun to stream with on Mondays. I'm having a blast talking about old films with her.
Should do a Rocky Horror Picture Show with her.
Say again?
Ooh.
Should do Rocky Horror Picture Show with her.
Oh, God, I'm not saying anything.
Damn it, Janet.
I have seen that movie literally 1,000 times. I was in one of the casts back in the day. Yikes.
Tim Christ and everybody else that showed up for this. Everybody, we had a blast, and I hope you had a great May 4th yourself. I hope
Absolutely.
that at some point you did remember some good times that you, your family, and your friends had during media's better days when we didn't have things so woke and full of shit. But things have changed now, so it's your choice to continue to watch the poor quality products or to find good products. And with that being said,
Which character?
yeah,
It's not who you think. It's really not who you think.
Were you the butler?
No. That's what everybody says, but no.
Well, there's Meatloaf's character, and then there's Tim Curry's character. And I'm really not wanting to think about Tim Curry in that situation.
It's definitely not Tim Curry. It's worse.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jade,
We'll never talk about this again.
Jade, do you want to give us some words of wisdom on our way out the door, or as we shut the auditorium off?
You're really putting me on the spot when I'm about ready to go to sleep. Nah, I got nothing, man. I'm so sorry. I got nothing.
It's all right, man. We're here for you, and we will be here for you guys tomorrow night as part of Table Breakers. Kicks off between 7:30 and 8, and we will be seeing you then. I thank you so much.
Good night, everybody.